morning, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. I am not going to be long. I have a session in less than 30 minutes, but what was on my mind, I did not want to linger. I wanted to take it on while it was on my mind for a number of reasons. I'm not going to do a whole lot of promo stuff, but if you haven't gotten Critical Mass, the link is in there if you want to be a part, or if you want to enroll in the custom personalized master digital business master class. You can do that as well. Just take a look through there, and there are some things in the post box, or if you're watching it on YouTube, the description box that's in there that you may want to take advantage of. What I want to do is take advantage of the time that I have here. Good morning, Kim. Hope you had a great week. I want to talk to you here. Today is Saturday. This is normal. We talk about success principles. I want to talk to you about the importance of avoiding complaining and why complaining can be so devastating to what it is you're trying to do. And I'm going to do the best I can in the amount of time that I have. One of my clients this week told me that it seems that nothing bothers me. They're pretty observant because they picked up a couple of things that happened during a video, and they could tell that it was something that should have bothered me, but it didn't look like it did. And they were like, it seems like nothing bothered you, just moved through everything. Well, the thing is, that's far from accurate. It's not that nothing bothers me. It's that I know where I need to be the best I can in resolving issues, in holding down my role and position as husband, as father, as brother, as leader, and whatever way others see me, as mentor. I'm human. So the idea that nothing bothers me is not real. But what it is I understand the dynamic of how things work. And I understand that in this world, when you're trying to build something, when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to escape a toxic past, whatever that is, whether that was abuse as a child, whether that was financial struggles and strains, whether it was a feeling of not being loved and needed, whatever you're trying to escape and you're trying to build something better and new in you and around you, there's always going to be an opposing force. That's the universal law of polarity. It's always going to be an opposing force. And the thing is, if you're not careful, the opposing force will distract you from your ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is that you were built for greatness. The ultimate truth is that you've been designed to complete the task at hand. Your destiny is greatness. Your design is great. But what will happen is you will become consumed and distracted by things. And the moment you begin to complain, it begins to eat away at gratitude. The one thing I can tell you is that gratitude is the platform and the gateway to everything in life that means and matters about anything. You can't receive anything great when you're not grateful, when you don't have gratitude in your heart, when you have a complaining mindset or complaining spirit. The negative will find you. And it's how that is. And so when I'm waking up in the morning and I'm saying, okay, I got to attack ABC today, I got to go get it. And a lot of times I wake up and I've already dealt with whatever, issues of that day are going. Not that they have been completely solved, but I've resolved in my mind that I'm built for it and I'm good with it. And there are those things that linger. And it could be a number of different reasons. It can be the magnitude of the problem, or it could be the way you perceive the problem. It could be a lot of things. But, like I told my client earlier in the week, I told her, hey, look, I have bad days like anybody else. I just refuse to let the day control me. I refuse to let the circumstance control me. I refuse to be distracted from what's really happening. And you can have some great things going on in your life, but you get hit with something in the gut, the loss of a family member, financial issues that are just blowing up, whatever is going on, kids are kids. And so it's always going to be going on. Something's going on with one of the kids or whatever it is you're facing. Um, what you got to understand is the more you focus on the problem, the bigger the problem gets. What you focus on, you feel. I've said that so many times, and I'm not saying it because it sounds cool. I'm saying it because I know it to be true. This is what I do. This is what I've done for so long. And what will happen is you'll be right at the edge of experiencing something exceptional and extraordinary. And God will have revealed it to you, but you will be so focused on what is happening that you don't like, that it becomes the prominent force. And you lose sight of the fact that even though you don't like it, you have the power to overcome it. That's the beautiful thing about it. If something isn't what you want it to be, then change it. And that change doesn't happen overnight. That's the other thing. We live in a microwave society where instant gratification. Good morning, everyone. Uh, Instant gratification is so common and so desperately sought out that we never build anything of any true foundation. We never build anything of substance. We never demand of ourselves to go through some things. Everything that you can look at has to travel through some things that are uncomfortable if you want something great. Going into space, you got to go through a process, especially during reentry and everything else, where the heat is extreme, but it's a part of the process. I can't look at anything in my life where I'm proud of something I accomplished and say that I just rolled through it. Now, some things I was able to, and with a lot less stress because I had grown up and matured, and so the resistance was still there. It just didn't impact me the way that it had in earlier years. What am I getting at? Look at what you're facing, acknowledge it, and then look towards God. Look towards your design. Look towards what's inside of you to get this thing done, because it can be done and it will be done, but it's going to cost you some things. I wish I could tell you that you're going to be able to go out and accomplish some great things. You're going to be able to escape the darkness of your past, and it's going to be pain free. There's going to be no resistance. There are going to be no setbacks. There are going to be no hardships. That there's not going to be a polar resistance to the thing you're trying to get done. I wish I could tell you that, but that's not how life works. It's in that polar resistance to your progression that creates this tight line or continuum through which you advance. And on this continuum, it's tension, it's tight. Why? Because you are forcing yourself to move this way, and there's a force pushing and pulling you back the other way. That's why you're going to have some times where you move 3-4 steps ahead. Then you're going to have some days where you fall back 1 step or 2 steps. But what you can't do is become so frustrated by the step back that it becomes easier to look behind you and see what was behind you and take on old behaviors, old ideas, throw your hands up, point fingers, complain. There are plenty of things. I'm not saying that you don't acknowledge something. I'm not saying that you don't call some stuff out. I'm saying that you can't let it dictate your state of mind, because your state of mind is what's going to dictate the outcome. If I look at something that I'm dealing with right now, there's a lot going on. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this when it came to me, because that's something I've really worked hard and trained myself to do, is when I don't feel like it, do it anyway. When I don't feel like it, say it anyway. When I don't feel like it, stand in it anyway. Don't wait for something to come along and change your mind about what you're seeing for you to start acting like there's a different possibility. You create the different possibility by speaking it even when you don't feel like it. It's that when you don't feel like it moment that builds great things. It's that don't feel like it thing when you don't feel like getting up in the morning and putting in that work you know you need to put in at the gym that does the most. It's that no, don't feel like a moment when you know you need to get up an hour early and finish reports on whatever you're doing for your business or your job. That's going to put in the most, because that's the building of character. That's the development of self-discipline. That's where things happen. When you're sitting up and you're having some issues going on in your relationship, whatever it is, and you just ain't feeling like it, but you stand up and say, hey, this is my role. This is my responsibility. I'm going to do it anyway. Not just when I feel like it, but because this is what I took on as a responsibility. So I'm going to go do it, whatever that is. And then, when it comes to your kids will make you not feel like it a lot. But you got to sit up and say, you know what, as a parent, it's not about what I feel. It's about my responsibility. It's about what I am committed to doing. It's in the commitment of doing something, especially when you don't feel like it, that great things happen. It's when you're staring down the barrel of something and then everything in it just says, man, the hell with this. But you say, no, I'm committed to it. That's where things happen. You have to have a desire to sit up and say, you know what, I'm going to live life based on character rather than my feelings, because my feelings are going to shift. My feelings are going to be capricious and normally move along the lines of whatever is happening at the moment. I don't want a capricious, momentary type of engagement in what I'm trying to do. I want to be able to sit up and say, you know what? I said I was going to do it. I'm going to get it done. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to fight until the very last breath to make sure it happens. And it's in those moments that things happen. It's not in the easy times. It's not when things are going smooth. It's not when every deal is closing. It's not when everybody's smiling. That's not when, those are the times you ride it and you reap the harvest of what you did when it sucked, when it hurt, when it felt bad, when it was scary. It's those good moments are the rewards reaped when you are sitting up and you are being committed to finishing what you start, to standing on what you promise, and fighting through whatever it is that you got to fight through. There is no ease and comfort in rising to greatness. It's challenging. You're going to face some darkness. You're going to have some moments that upset you. How you respond to those moments is going to be absolutely huge to what happens in the outcome. Everybody faces difficulty. I know that social media allows us to sell, the perfect life, but it doesn't exist. People have feelings, people make mistakes, situations don't go the way you thought they were going to go. Some people out there riding and doing things on a whole different set of rules than you. So they're going to handle you and treat you in a way that you probably wouldn't handle and treat them. That is a part of the game. That's par for the course. What are you going to do as far as how you respond to it, how you go after it? There's something great right on the other side of what you're going through right now. I promise you. I promise you that where you're at and what you're going through right now is not your lot in life. It's not where you're going to stay at. It's not what you're going to be through. And sometimes it seems like it, because a lot of us have been through some stuff in our lives. And what complaining does, here's what I'm talking about. This is where I'm going to end it. A lot of us have been through some stuff. It just is what it is. We've been through it. Here's what complaining does. When you start complaining, it starts connecting the dots to all the other negative stuff you've been through. And before you know it, you'll sit up and start behaving and acting like all you've ever done is been through crap. You'll completely dismiss all the things that say you graduated. You've been through some things. And the thing is, that's why I'm so big on celebrating progress, marking your progress. Why? Because in those moments where you're getting your butt kicked, in those moments where things aren't going the way you want them to go, in the moments where it seems like all hell is breaking loose and nothing can go right, when you've marked your progress, you can look back and say, no, I'm making progress, because the person that's right here right now isn't the person that was there a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm nothing close to what I used to be here and here and here. And you start to sit up and say, it ain't as bad as that it appears right now. I'm making it appear worse because I'm falling into this misery. that's presented to me, and I'm taking it instead of rebuking it, instead of claiming something greater, speaking something greater, expecting something greater. I'm sitting up and I'm letting it impact me. Don't beat yourself up for that either, because it happens to everybody. Anybody tells you it doesn't is lying to you. But how quick do you recover from it? How quick do you sit up and say, no, this is not me. I'm not going to get in this. I'm not going to start complaining. I'm not going to sit up and toss away my gratitude because of a moment. Because when I look back, I can tell the progress I made. I know where I was 5 years ago. I know where I was 8, 9, 10 years ago. I know where I was 20 years ago. And this person right here is better off because I stood, I fought, I moved. I am not stuck. I've been moving my entire life. And I'm not going to let one situation try to convince me that my whole life has sucked. That's what complaining will do. Complaining will start connecting the dots to everything bad and dismissing everything good till you sit up and believe your life ain't been nothing but hell. And then, I mean, sit up and go back and look through some pictures. If you got more pictures of you smiling than you do sitting up and people can literally look at the picture and know that, and then you say, well, you know, I don't take pictures when I'm not happy. But the fact that you got all these pictures with you smiling, saying those were some happy times. So it's not all bad. It hasn't been all terrible. God's been in the midst. Look, I got to get off here. I got a client I've got to connect with, but I just had to drop that on you. Like I said, keep your head up. Dismiss the intense urge to complain about whatever it is you're going through. And there are so many people going through. You don't know how many emails I get a day of people, you know, just saying, hey, you know, I need a kind word. I need something. And being able to share that is awesome. But people are going through, it's okay. But what you have to do is you have to know that there's something greater, and you got to expect it, and you got to work on it. And you got to resist giving in to the urge to accept what's standing in front of you if it's negative as the last word on your life. It's not. You're fighting, you're winning, and there's this polar force that's trying to convince you that you're not. Stand strong. Live your life on full so that you die on E. For now, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. I'm out.